Over 600,000 people in the New York area are domestic workers suffering under racist, sexist, and anti-immigrant structures that prevent them from receiving respect and fair compensation for their labor. Domestic Workers United fights on behalf of thousands of people to achieve rights through political action, community activism, and educating workers about their rights. Domestic workers are often excluded from many labor protection laws. Up until recent, there was no legislation to counter this issue, even though there are at least 1.8 million domestic workers in American homes. Realizing how unfairly these workers were being treated, many activists reached out and helped protesting and making their presence known, as shown in the picture. Most employees had hesitated to speak out against their employees for fear of repercussions. However, what good is having a job if you will not receive any respect or legal protection? DWU is an organization of Caribbean, Latina, Asian, and African nannies, housekeepers, and elderly caregivers in New York, working to help build a movement to end exploitation and oppression for all.
Demographics show that 99% of all domestic workers are foreign-born, and of those, 76% are non-citizens. Many immigrate in search for a better future, and in moving to the United States, they were given hope. The promise of education and proper, comfortable working conditions brought many people. Some promises were broken, and workers were forced to endure excessive hours while being compensated very little. Conditions of the workers' employment would vary, and although there are some employers who were respectful and considerate, others remained criminally abusive.
After years of organized protest and community activism, the New York Domestic Workers' Bill of Rights was enacted. These amendments to New York labor laws was a grand step towards obtaining equal rights for these employees. Domestic workers also take vacations and sick and personal days now that this bill ensures they are not deprived of what they're entitled to. It also grants certain employment protections to household domestic workers such as nannies, caregivers, and housekeepers. It demands workers receive overtime pay, 1 day of rest per week, or overtime pay when they work on their day of rest, 3 days of paid time off after 1 year of employment. This Bill of Rights is the first of its kind in the nation.
Nannies play a very important role in the lives of the children they care for. Many parents aren't always present in the household due to demanding careers, and a nanny takes on the role of a nurturing parental figure. They help children explore individual interests, develop talent and independence while simultaneously preparing them for more formal schooling. Most child care providers perform a combination of basic care and teaching duties, but the majority of their time is spent on caregiving activities.
Verbal abuse by their employer is something domestic workers have been dealing with for quite some time. Working conditions, much like any other job, vary depending on who your employer is. Unfortunately, underpaying domestic workers has become all too common. I believe this results in nannies not being properly informed of their new rights. But now, with groups such as the DWU, working employers are aware of their rights and what is considered to be proper work ethic.